the realities of victim-precipitated homicides, and the fact that here is an issue that people are very much aware of, but don't address. There are no statistics. This is not researched, but you hear people talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just important to understand when we are in situations where a loved one is behaving or acting in ways that is going to ultimately result in their death. How do we examine that? How are we thinking about this in terms of the care that we're providing?
So Lisa, for example, could this be an individual who, maybe there's some serious mental health needs that they have, and they don't have access to, not sure of how to get access to. So, maybe there's some psychosis, right? And they're navigating their community in such a way, they're violating the expectations of that community in such a way that they could end up getting killed by somebody.
Yes.
But people don't know that it's a mental health need that needs to be addressed.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And who do you call? Because people are very hesitant to call the police because they don't want to see a situation where their loved one is killed as a result of their mental health issue.
Well, there's real life examples of that in the 21st century. An individual of color who has autism spectrum disorder, and the police get called and they end up killed.
Yeah. And the police, what a lot of people don't know is that police districts have a trained officer in mental health that they can ask for to accompany other officers if they come on scene. But people don't know to ask for it. They also don't know that they can contact the mobile mental health team. Now, the mobile mental health team is great if they have the ability to come out because, lots of people are calling them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get really, really backed up in calls and don't always have the ability to come right away to that particular location because they're handling other calls.
Well, and you're also bringing up for me, Lisa, thinking about like within communities, how do we start respectfully disrupting the existing narrative and putting out there, creating availability for, here's the non-emergency line to find out if your local police, wherever you were geographically located, has a mental health specialist on the police force, right? Here's the mobile crisis number. Here's the number for 988, right? Like just thinking about how we respectfully disrupt narratives that are there as protection, right? This is how communities of color have learned to self-protect, but disrupt it in a way that is thoughtful and respectful and, doesn't cause distress for people.
It's important that families are able to have access to this information. But again, families are different. We never know which family has the resources to be able to access the information. Who do they even know to ask for? Oftentimes. These are the kinds of things that we want to see increased. We want to have more awareness, and we want to have more accessibility